Scott Kehl walked into a Cottman Transmission shop in Maple Shade, New Jersey, and walked out $3,000 lighter for a rebuild that turned out to be a junkyard transmission. Hidden cameras from 6 ABC Action News caught it on tape. November 2017. The part that would have actually fixed his truck cost less than $40. Now, if your car drives fine on the highway but shudders and dies at every red light, stay right here because by the end of this video, you'll know the 10-second test, the exact diagnostic codes, and which transmission families are most at risk. And the exposed pattern behind that Cottman shop goes back a lot further than one customer in New Jersey. Scott Kehl's story is the nightmare every driver dreads. He handed over nearly $3,000 at a Cottman Transmission shop in Maple Shade, New Jersey, expecting a full rebuild that would finally fix his stalling truck. Instead, what he got was a used transmission, straight from a junkyard, according to hidden camera footage aired by 6 ABC Action News in November 2017. The receipts are public. The invoice shows $1,800 for labor, $1,200 for parts, and no mention of any new components. Kehl said he did not pay for used parts, and he never would have allowed it. You do not have to imagine how it feels to get ripped off. Kehl's case puts a number on the pain. He paid about $3,000 for a job that could have been solved with a part that costs less than $40. That is the price of a torque converter clutch solenoid, the real culprit behind the stalling and shuddering at red lights. Not a full transmission, not a basket of gears, not a $1,000 teardown. A $40 solenoid, swapped in less time than it takes to watch a football game. Joe White, the former Cottman manager who tipped off the news crew, spelled out why this scam keeps working. The average person does not know what to look at. That is the business model. Most drivers see a check engine light and hear rebuild. They have no idea a $40 part might be all it takes. If your car idles rough and dies at stoplights but drives fine on the highway, you are sitting on the same scam waiting to happen. Here is how to spot the difference before you pay the price. Here is the play if your car stalls at red lights but drives fine on the highway. Don't panic, do not sign anything, and do not let anyone talk you into a rebuild before you run these 4 steps. Step 1. The neutral test. Next time the engine shudders or tries to die as you stop, shift the gear selector into neutral before you come to a complete stop. If the engine instantly smooths out and idles normally, you are likely dealing with a torque converter clutch that is stuck on, a classic solenoid failure. This trick takes 5 seconds, does not cost a dime, and tells you more than most shop estimates. Step 2. Pull the codes. Any cheap OBD-II scanner, $20 at the parts store or free at most chains, can read the codes. Write down any codes from P0740 through P0744. If you see P0742 or P0741, that is your smoking gun for a torque converter clutch problem. GM owners might see P1870. Ford drivers might get P1740 or P1744. Do not let a shop hide behind the claim of proprietary diagnostics. Demand a printout. Step 3. Check your transmission fluid. Pop the dipstick or pull the fill plug. The fluid should be bright red, not brown or burnt. If it smells scorched or you see metal flakes, stop here. This means deeper damage and a solenoid will not save you. But if it is clean, you are still in the game. Step 4. Go to the shop armed. Bring your code list and fluid findings. Tell them you want the solenoid tested or replaced before any rebuild talk. If they push back or refuse, walk away. An honest shop will respect a customer who knows the playbook. This 4-step plan can save you thousands and keep you from falling into the same trap that caught Scott Kehl. Federal regulators have been tracking transmission scams for over half a century, and the numbers do not lie. In 1970, the Federal Trade Commission slapped AAMCO with a consent order after uncovering 233 violations for deceptive advertising and upselling unnecessary rebuilds. That was not a one-off. By 1987, 9 states joined forces in a multi-state judgment that forced AAMCO to run secret shopper stings at their own shops. The judgment's language is blunt. Shops were caught repeatedly withholding key information, deceiving customers, and violating both state and federal consumer protection laws. The secret shopper requirement did not just stay on paper. Over the next 5 years, those mystery audits became the model for how regulators police the entire industry. Cottman Transmission has not escaped the spotlight either. In Maryland, 114 consumer complaints poured into the Attorney General's office in just 5 years. That was enough to trigger a lawsuit and a permanent court injunction. The judge's ruling called out Cottman for a pattern of withholding information and deceiving customers about the condition of what they called rebuilt transmissions. That ruling did not just cost them $250,000 in penalties. It forced Cottman shops to submit to biannual secret shopper audits and to disclose the source of every major part installed. These are not isolated stories. The American Transmission Rebuilders Association, ATRA, now requires its certified shops to provide written estimates, disclose whether parts are new or used, and follow strict diagnostic protocols. That is the counterweight. If your shop is ATRA certified, you are far less likely to get hustled. But the enforcement record proves the threat is real and ongoing. Regulators have been forced to step in again and again because the business model depends on information gaps and technical jargon. If you do not know what to ask, you are the easiest target in the room. A torque converter clutch solenoid acts as a gatekeeper for your transmission, deciding when to lock the engine and wheels together for highway efficiency. When it sticks in the locked position, the result is sudden stalling at stoplights, a mechanical deadlock. As iCarsoft describes it, a stuck solenoid physically binds the engine to the wheels, so stopping at a red light forces the engine to halt, just like missing the clutch in a manual car. This is not a rare flaw. General Motors' 4L60E and 4L80E automatics found in Silverados, Tahoes, and Escalades from 1993 to 2013 are well known for torque converter clutch solenoid issues. Ford F-150, Crown Victoria, and Explorer models from the 1990s to the early 2000s, running the 4R70Ws or 4R75W, face similar problems. Chrysler 42RLE and Jeep Wranglers and Dodge Rams, and Honda Baxa and Maxa transmissions in Pilots, Odysseys, and Accords all share this vulnerability. City driving and neglected fluid changes only increase the risk. Scan tools do not care about shop sales pitches. They spit out the truth in code. If your dashboard lights up and you see P0742, that is the digital equivalent of a smoking gun for a stuck torque converter clutch. P0741 means the clutch will not engage. P0740 means the circuit is misbehaving. P0743 or P0744 point to pressure control or electrical faults. GM drivers might spot P1870. Ford owners could see P1740 or P1744. Any of these should immediately put you on alert for a solenoid issue, not a blown transmission. Now let's talk numbers. The part itself? A genuine AC Delco TCC solenoid for a GM4 L60E runs $40, sometimes less if you shop around. Aftermarket options start at $15. Labor, even at an honest independent shop, usually lands between $150 and $600 depending on access. Compare that to a $3,000 rebuild or a $6,000 replacement. The math is brutal. The solenoid fix is 1/10 of the price or less. And do not let anyone skip the basics. Using the wrong fluid can trigger false codes or damage a fresh solenoid. Ford's 4R70W wants Mercanvi. Honda, BAXA, and MAXA needs Z1 or DW1. Chrysler's 42RLE runs best on Mopar. ATF+4. If you are quoted thousands and have not seen a code printout or a fluid check, you are being set up for the same wallet hit as Scott Kehl. Demand the evidence, demand the right fluid, and keep your money where it belongs. Everyday drivers tell stories that matter more than any shop estimate. A Hyundai Sonata owner on the forums described a $120 solenoid swap that erased months of shutter installing. No rebuild, no drama, just a quiet ride home. Jeep Wrangler drivers, tired of the same stoplight lurch, reported that a Sonax valve body kit plus a new solenoid, about $250 total, brought their transmissions back from the brink. Even GM and Ford truck owners, facing codes like P0742 or P1870, have posted receipts showing $350 all in for a solenoid fix that lasted years. But here's where you need to keep your guard up. Not every stalling issue is a cheap save. If you pull the dipstick and the fluid looks burnt or smells like old barbecue, walk away from the solenoid plan. Honda V6 engines from the early 2000s, especially Pilots and Odysseys, are famous for internal clutch failures that a new solenoid cannot touch. If you hear a bang when shifting, find metal flakes in the pan, or the problem returns right after a fluid change, you are in deeper waters. The bottom line, a $40 solenoid can be a hero, but only if the rest of the transmission passes the sniff test. Always check for these red flags before betting on the easy fix. Right now, shops still push rebuilds that cost $3,000 for what is often a $40 solenoid. If your car stalls at stops, demand proof. Ask about torque converter clutch solenoids. Check for codes P0740 or P0741 and get it in writing. Do not hand over your wallet for their mistake. Stay sharp. Speak up.